When I first heard about the ghost rapes, as they were being referred to in Bolivia, in the Manitoba colony in Bolivia, I was horrified, like everybody else, and I knew that I wanted to write something about that. Faber is my UK publisher, and a fellow there named Walter Donahue, who works there. He is friends with Frances McDormand, and he had given her a copy of Women Talking, the book, and that's when she, started getting interested in optioning it in, making a movie. She's such an honest, fearless um, writer, filmmaker, and so she had, and she could really, uh, she was sensitive to the trauma that the women in the book and in the movie experienced. She wanted to mm, represent these women and tell this story, in a way that was authentic, in a way that honored these women and their faith. The women in this isolated Mennonite colony have 48 hours, basically. The men have left. The men have left the community. They've gone to the city to, in an attempt to bail out the perpetrators, the rapists, and the women have. They've gotten together to decide what they're going to do, and they have 48 hours. So there's a real sense of urgency, um, fear, and the stakes are very high, in terms of the decision that they will ultimately make, whether it's to stay and do nothing, to fight, or to leave. The idea of agency, of what it would mean in terms of the women being able to keep their faith, but and also contemplate leaving the colony, because of course this is something that Mennonite women, particularly conservative Mennonite women in these colonies, you just don't do. You don't leave your husband. You don't leave the colony. And it would be considered sinful, and the result would be that these women would be told that they wouldn't be able to enter the gates of heaven, for instance. And so, the women are getting together to talk about this, and and how they can do these things that they need to do: protect their children, protect themselves, get away from these acts of violence, and keep their faith at the same time. It was so fascinating watching the actors. I mean, it's just seeing how hard they work. This incredible cast. Some of the shots, for instance, were long, long takes. Where there was a lot of dialogue, of course, women talking in the loft, and they would do it. And of course, this is how it works. But seeing it firsthand was so interesting. But over and over and over and over, and the commitment to this story and to Sarah, and just the work involved. It was amazing. It was incredible. It was something that was just uh, so so exciting to see. It was, and again, I say, it was just so moving thinking of basically these characters that I created that come to life in a sense, and they were so believable, and they were right there, and it was very moving. It's beautiful. The cinematography, is stunning. The colors, that really dictate the tone, the feel that of urgency, of fear, but also of solidarity, of hope, and it was just a profoundly moving experience, seeing these characters that had for the longest time existed on the page come to life.